Hey guys, what's up? It's Thursday. This is not your camera. Off. Get off there. Today is Thursday, July the 24th. I have started and stopped and started and stopped and started and stopped. And I just have gotten out of my groove for the past week or so. This week I'm working a full week of work. I get off really early every day, but I'm working Tuesday through Friday. Normally, actually, no. I was like, normally that's what I always work, but I don't usually work Wednesdays. This is Suki's newest trick. Are you sitting in the chair like a person? Oh. You're sitting like a person? She's teething really, really bad right now, and I feel awful for her. These little Kongs have been magic for us. I've been putting peanut butter in them and freezing them. And Suki loves peanut butter, doesn't she? Come here. Suki loves peanut butter? Oh, yeah. Oh, Mommy doesn't have any right here. Do you want me to go get you some? You want Mommy to get you some peanut butters? In your Kong? Do you want some peanut butters in your Kong? You love peanut butter. Suki loves peanut butter. Half the reason this is crooked that I've, like, tried to start this and I haven't, and I have and then I stopped, is because I want to tell you guys a little bit more about the situation with my mom. Not only like what has just happened, but kind of just a little bit of history on the fact. There's still one little story that I think I'm going to wait to make, which is my story of when I was young and got molested, which, heavy topic, sorry. But it's less about the actual thing and more about the reactions of those around me, and how that has and did shape me a lot. And right now, currently what's happening is, sorry if you guys can hear Suki making a lot of noise. I told you guys kind of briefly about the phone situation and everything, but what I did not tell you, I don't think, was my mom called Dustin, and that's the first time she's ever called Dustin since we've been married. That's like the third or fourth time she's called since we've been married, like, at all. She hasn't called or texted me very much. I texted her Happy Mother's Day on Mother's Day, and she never texted me back. And I don't know if anyone else is like this, but I really hate to talk on the phone. I have some sort of ear problem, and I pretty much just attribute it to the fact that I'm on the phone all day at work. That's literally my job, is to answer phones. And so when I'm not at work, I don't like to be on the phone. I like to text better than I like to do anything else. And I know not everybody likes that, but anyways, I just could never get her to talk back to me, and never, as in like this past, since I've been married in March. Then there were 2 times where they were supposed to come over to my house, her and my grandma, or her and my dad, or, you know, whatever, and they just didn't show up. They didn't come and didn't tell me, like, oh, we can't make it or anything. And then anyways, so it's been a lot of hurtful things because I want to spend time with my family, but, like, I want to spend time with my family at my new house, in my new life, with my new dog and my new husband, you know? And so that's been a lot. And, like, this past Friday, I thought my dad was going to come out and see me, and I was, like, excited to see him, and he didn't contact me till pretty late in the afternoon, saying that he just slept late and needed to get a move on his day, and didn't have time to come see me. So anyway, all of that is just to say that when she calls Dustin, this is a couple days, actually just a day after the phone situation, when I got the text from my dad saying they were going to cut off my cell phone service. My mom was canceling our bill, whatever I'm trying to say, our account, a month prior to completing that cycle, so we were having to pay all of this extra money to cancel when we could have just waited 1 more month and then not had to pay all the cancellation fees. So I told my dad that, why don't we just wait until till our term, or whatever it's called, contract is up, and then we won't have to pay all that. And he was like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. Didn't work out. And she had texted my dad to text me, which, again, don't know why she couldn't have just texted me, saying that the termination fee would be $200 for me, and that my phone would be about $50. Well, I only work a part-time job. I just don't have, I know for some people that might not sound like a lot of money to get together in 3 days, but for me, I couldn't have afforded to give $250 in 3 days. I have other things that I have to pay that are already set up, and it isn't even as much. Like, I could never afford to give that much money. It was just like I wasn't planning on doing that this week, and really I can't. I have worked a lot of my life to have a really, really good credit score, so I don't like to put things on my credit card unless I can pay them back like the day of, pretty much. And I really don't like to take money out of my savings account for things that are not an emergency. So, that being said, I don't keep a lot in my checking account, and I didn't have the money for that, and I flat out told my dad, like, I'm not going to be able to give you that much money by Friday. And so we talked back and forth about it, and he said, don't worry about it, we would figure something else out. So my mom calls Dustin on Tuesday night, and basically talks for a long time about, like, how she grew up and her life and how mean her dad was or crazy he was or something, and says all of this terrible stuff about my dad, and just crazy stuff that was either made up or just was very fabricated, stuff that I could verify. So also during this conversation, when we finally get to the part about the phone, Dustin says, like, we'll pay Sarah's phone off for sure, her phone off, like mine, but the termination fee, we did not choose to cancel that plan a month early. So, and to make a little bit more sense of this, my phone was on with my parents' plan. Dustin has been on with his family and his dad and mom and brother and I think grandparents. And so it was already in the works for me to be on their plan, but me and my parents didn't talk again about it for months, so I didn't know that this was happening. My mom, when she gets to the phone thing, Dustin says that we just need, like, this one passcode or some sort of information to give AT&T to port my number, because I wanted to keep my same phone number, which sounds so petty, but it's the only phone number I've ever had my whole life. It's on all of anything that I've filled out ever, and for some reason in my head at the moment I was like, I just got married and my phone number's on all my married stuff, which I don't really know what all that would be, but I just didn't want to change it, especially because I don't know, I just thought that it was unfair for me to have to do all of that when, again, I did not choose to cancel. So, my mom would not give Dustin that information, not because she just flat out said no, but would, like, evade the question, kind of, and start talking about something else. So, then when she started talking about the bill and what's actually due, she said the termination fee was, like, so small it wasn't even worth mentioning. When she told my dad to tell me that it was just for me $200, and that I had to pay her $250, $50 for my phone, $200 for the termination. And me and Dustin both were, like, looking at each other like, well, that's not what that text message said. Neither of us said anything, though. This whole time she doesn't know that I'm here. Dustin had her on speaker. She did say at one point, like, you can even get Sarah and put it on speaker, but I don't think she ever knew I was there. And I have a really hard time talking to her and not getting angry, so I was like, yeah, you go on ahead and I'll just be near. So then when she starts talking about it, she's saying what's actually due, which is the fact that she tried to pay their bill last month, but that Verizon had a glitch, told her they had a glitch, told her they saw where the payment was supposed to go through, and that the payment did go through, I think she said, but she was going to need to pay it again because something happened. And I just told Dustin, like, I don't think that's how companies work, to tell you, like, I saw where you took the initiative to pay your account. Either the money was or wasn't taken. If it's a glitch on their part, I don't feel like that they would be like, double payment now. So, but that's what she was saying. They were asking double what they should have. So, that amount was $200 to $300 more than what they had originally talked to me about. And the whole time she was, like, giving specific numbers, she kept saying to Dustin, but don't worry, I don't want you to feel like you have to give any money to that. You don't have to put any money towards that. I don't want you to feel obligated to blah, 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 blah. The whole time they were on the phone. Well, then at the end of the conversation, during this, I walked into our office, went ahead on Verizon, paid my phone off, so that was $50 gone off of what she owed. And I told Dustin to let her know that. He did, and she then said so you guys don't want to pay anything towards the other, like the really big amount. After just having said this whole conversation, don't feel obligated. I don't want you to. I don't want you to feel that way, that I'm asking for money or that you need to donate like money towards it or anything like that. And then ask for it. And me and Dustin both, I feel like, are very giving. Like, if we can help you, we want to help you kind of people. This situation was so much before it already. Again, I know I keep saying it, but something that we did not choose. And definitely the amount of money she was asking for, we could not have done in that amount of time. So it wasn't even a matter of like, well, can we give you 100 for right now, and then something, like work something else out. Like, she wanted all of the money all right now. And anyway, so it was this whole big argument. She got really mad at Dustin because he said we didn't think we could afford that right now in that amount of time. She hung up on him, and after being completely pleasant with him the whole time. And that brings me to this point. I feel like I've been talking for 45 minutes straight, but I just have been delving into the world of having a narcissistic mother, which is definitely what I have. And my brother, I never exactly know which person gets the diagnosis on this, but my brother, you guys may or may not know, I think I've mentioned it several times, all last year basically, the whole time I was engaged, the whole time I was planning my wedding, through my wedding, everything, was trying to kill himself pretty much every single way that he could. He tried hanging himself, drinking himself to death, overdosing several times. I think he cut himself a few times, like was just trying every way he could to kill himself. During all that, Kirk had to go, my brother had to go to a couple like psychologists and counselors and like all of these other people, and several doctors, I think 3 or 4 of them, diagnosed him or my mom, I'm not sure which, with Munchausen by proxy, which is where a parent basically makes their kids sicker than what they are so that they can get pity from it. There's a book out called Sickened, and if you just search Sickened Munchausen by proxy, it should come up. I can't remember, Julie Gregory or Gregors or something is her name, I think. That was the best book of my life. I read it in one day, which I love reading, but I don't read like that, and immediately sent it to my brother and was like, tell me that this was not pretty close to what we grew up in, and he agreed. And anyways, I've just been really struggling with that. I didn't want to make this video this kind of way. I kind of wanted to make it a more professional and like helpful video. I don't know how to be helpful about this, and it's really heartbreaking for me because I genuinely thought once I moved out of my house, either things would get so much, I thought that was her tongue. I really thought that things would get so much better, and that we would finally be able to have kind of a normal relationship because I would be able to say, no, I'm going home now, or, you know, kind of do things more on my terms, or that they would just go completely haywire and we wouldn't have anything to do with each other. And it's the second. I told my dad that I'm pretty much done, and it's I physically get sick when this stuff happens. I would rather spare the details on that, but 3 times now, the same exact thing has happened. It never happens until I'm in contact with her and it's this kind of a situation physically, and I just don't feel like risking my health like that anymore. I know that sounds dramatic, but when someone makes you so upset that you have a physical reaction to it, then you need to very seriously evaluate that relationship and if it's worth keeping. And I hate that when I am expecting people over, whether it's did you hit your head? My mom or my dad or, you know, whatever, for them not to come every time I'm upset for days about it when, like, I don't know what I'm expecting. But anyways, that's my pathetic life, and that's why I've been missing a little bit. I'm just feeling really lonely right now, and Dustin is working his butt off at work. He's the best husband ever and makes sure that literally anytime I want something that I get it, to the best of his ability. And I've been a little unfair to him because I've been really selfish with my time with him because I feel like he is all that I have. And I don't say that like that a husband shouldn't be a very big part of your life, but I really do feel like he is all I have. I don't have friends that I can call to come over, or, you know, family members that want to be at my house. Luckily, Dustin's family loves me enough that I could go to his grandparents' house or his parents' house or talk to his brother, because they're my family too. That's my parents and my grandparents and my brother now. But I've just been really, really struggling with that. And more than I would like to admit, I think that sometimes I'm like, man, I'm just kind of in a bad mood today and I don't know why. I don't know what's going on to make me in a bad mood, but I really do, and it's that I'm lonely as anything over here, and I kind of don't know, I just don't want to be unhappy forever. And I think when I say that when I'm unhappy, I don't like to think that way, and I don't like to say it because then I feel like people twist that to mean like she doesn't like being married, or she doesn't like Dustin, or she hates her job, or she hates her this, or she hates her that, when I just am lost and I don't know what I want to do in life, and I just feel like I need to join some like small groups at church or something so that I can meet people, because I'm not meeting anyone anymore. I don't, like I said, have a whole ton group of friends, which I never have. I've never had a lot of friends at one time, but normally I'll have like a best friend or two, and that I can always, you know, call, or they can come over, or I go over there or something, and I just don't feel like I have a community around me quite how I thought I might. And yeah. Sorry, this is a pathetic video. I wanted this to be a longer vlog, but I think I'm just going to edit out some bits and pieces of this and let this be one video, because it is a long one, to let you guys know what's going on. I keep getting these little bits of passion about YouTube where I'm like, just go for it and try it and do it, and then immediately it's just like, no, you need a better camera, no, you need better lighting, no, you need a better setup, you can't afford makeup right now. Like all this other stuff gets in my head where even if I'm excited, I'm like, well, I can't do that, I can't make this work, I can't, nobody would be interested in watching it or something, and that's really upsetting to me too, because YouTube for me has never been like, how many views am I getting? The only reason any of that matters right now is because now I don't make any money off of this, so I can't dedicate the kind of time I would like to until I'm getting paid for it. But I think right now I'll just dedicate what time I can and see where we get, because it would be my dream to, you know, create content all the time for you guys and make some money for it so that I can put that back into production, you know, with a better camera or microphone or whatever. So that's all. I hope that you guys are not offended by this video. I don't mean to step on any toes if someone is, you know, suffering with anything, or in the same situation as me or whatever else. This is just my opinion and my life story. I don't try to let these kind of things define me, but they do very, very much upset me, and sometimes I just have my little bouts where for a week or two or even 3 it feels like I'm just really down in the valley about it. So I feel like that's this past week and the start of this week. Did you get your Frisbee? Come here. I got Suki this Frisbee that has like silicone on it, and she has ripped it to bits. But next week me and Dustin are going to Tybee for a couple days, and that's our first married vacation. Can you guys believe that? We've been married since March, and we've never even spent a weekend somewhere. So we're really looking forward to that. I think that'll help refresh me a lot, just to kind of be only with him for a little while, and I don't know, just reset, hopefully. So I hope that if this isn't anything else for you guys, it's letting you know that if you are in this kind of situation, I know how it sounds when you're trying to explain this to someone else, and how people just don't get it, they don't understand it, and it's not like I have a mean mom and my mom's mean and I don't get my way. Like, it is a psychological, mental thing that sticks with you for a long time, and until you go through it, I don't think you can really understand it. So I understand, and if you guys wanted to talk about something, I hope that you know I would try my best to. One of my biggest things here on my channel or Instagram or wherever is to always try to comment you guys back, to talk to you, and know that, like, I will talk to you. You know, if I ever had like millions of subscribers, which is not going to happen, I would probably have a harder time getting back to you, but I feel like even then I would like take a whole day out of the week just to reply to comments, because I want to be your friend, and I want you to feel like you have someone if you were like me and you feel like you do not have anyone. Suki's throwing a fit. She wants me to go throw the Frisbee with her, so I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to, like I said, edit this to be one video, but then I'll start a new vlog when I'm finished up here. So I'm not as nervous to post this for now, for some reason. I've wanted to like make all my words right and make sense and say the correct things and really not step on toes, but it's not about stepping on toes, it's just about community and getting my story out. So that's it. See you guys in the next one. Bye.